Oh, the entrance music.
A princess lives in a monochrome world, working from the side through her lonely eyes. It reflects the ocean and stars, but her cry echoes around the simple loss of love in her heart, making this whole fairy tale alive. And sorrow's tender embrace. This was never meant to happen. The light of the day, the only reason you have to stay. Hear me sing my song and just keep holding on. Cinderella, why don't you stay with me tonight? We will dance until midnight comes and we could run away. Oh, we will never ever be apart. Set aside all your fears, this magic lives inside your heart. I am here, would you wanna stay with me tonight? Follow me, we will run across the bridge of fantasy. Oh, all the pain and sadness that you feel, believe in me, hold me close, don't never let me go. Come and stay with me forever, the magic lives so long as I am here.
So that's the opening that plays every time this game boots up. Hi, I'm Blue Seer, and as you can tell, we're playing some more Cinderella Phenomenon. The reason that I didn't do a different game is because I'm not feeling amazing right now. The weather kind of being up and down has me all sorts of messed up. It took some meds, but you know, we power on. We're gonna get the last bit of Rod's chapter here. Oh, hold on. I need the guide. Today is the first time that I'm leaving the palace on a day off. Usually I choose to stay inside. Whereas the other servants always leave to go home, I never see any reason to leave since this has always been my home. The march has never been home. Besides, it's not as if I want to return, not after that conversation we all shared last time. Thus, I have spent most of my days asking questions about Mother's reign, inquiring when and where I can. The opinions do not surprise me. I was so scared of her. One wrong move and she'd have me thrown in prison. Oh god, I hiccup. Ah, that hurt. The hiccup hurt. The townsfolk would always wait for her to pass by before leaving their houses. She was a tyrant. The kingdom is a better place now that she's gone. There's no reason for them to lie to me. The more I hear, the more my old life makes sense to me. I now know why the king never seemed to love Mother, and why the people hated her, and the reason people looked at me with such fear. However, it's been months since I've been glared at in public. There's one good thing that this curse did for me, is that it allows me to travel around town without being noticed. As Victoria's shop comes into view, my thoughts shift to the reason I've left the palace in the first place. If Fra will not tell me anything, I will have to ask Victoria. She must be related in some way to his curse. I pause outside the door to the toy shop. With a deep breath, I push the door open. Welcome! The moment she sees me, her expression becomes confused. Oh, you are the princess's maid. Blue, wasn't it? I nod at her. You've never come in here alone before. What can I help you with? I wanted to ask you something. It is about Prince Rod. Prince Rod? Did something happen to him? Is he okay? He is fine. She sighs with relief. Then what is it you would like to ask? I just wanted to know if you knew anything about Princess Rod's sudden muteness. Victoria stares at me a few moments before she shakes her head. I only know that it happened soon after I met my fiancée, Desmond. What reason do you have for asking? Well, I try to think of a plausible explanation for this and immediately consider Magdalene. Victoria is Magdalene's best friend. Surely she'd be willing to help if she knew I was doing this for Magdalene. Prince Rod has been very quiet recently. Princess Magdalene has been worried sick about him, but refuses to say anything, even to her. I've been trying to gather information that might be helpful in discerning the cause. I stare at her expectantly, hoping that my gaze holds nothing but determination. Finally, Victoria smiles. She's lucky to have such a dedicated friend like you. I'm still not accustomed to the fact that Magdalene considers me a friend. Before she became the princess, I was her first confidant. We were like sisters. But now that she's living in the castle, we no longer have the luxury of spending so much time together. I worry about her constantly. Even around me, I'm always taught to keep her problems to herself at first. She doesn't like to bother other people with them. Same. Unfortunately, I'm terrible about that. It's hard not to agree. With the way Magdalene was always smiling before, I never thought she had any problems in her life. It was only recently I discovered that she was hiding all her loneliness and pain behind a smile. It's a relief that she befriended someone who cares so much about her. I don't know if I can be much help, but I'll tell you what I know if it will help Magdalene. To start with, I'm not exactly sure how everything changed, but it all happened so suddenly. All I know is that after the night I met Desmond, our relationship changed. At first, he still smiled, but recently he's been avoiding me. What happened between the two of you the night that you met your fiancé? Nothing. Rod and I did not meet on that day. Prince Rod wasn't there? No, but soon after what happened that night, Rod grew distant. What happened? It was a stormy night, and I was heading back home. I took the route by the riverbank because it was the shortest route. It was foolish of me. The road was slippery and full of mud. I lost my footing and fell into the water. Its waves were strong, and I was certain I was going to drown. I don't remember what happened in the darkness of that water. Only then when I woke up, my head was in Desmond's lap. That was the first time we met, but not the last. He carried me home, and he came by every day as I was recovering. And then he came to visit even after I recovered. I tried not to get my hopes up too much, because what could this nobleman say to me, a mere commoner? But I still ended up falling in love with him. You have no idea how happy I was when he said he loved me too. It was a dream come true. Of course, every girl dreams of marrying a prince. It was in all of the fairy tales I read as a child. I swear I can read. That was at all related to Rod. How does this relate to his curse? You said your relationship with Prince Rod changed after that night. What happened? Victoria sighs. I told Em and Rod about Desmond soon after the incident. Em was happy the two of us had fallen in love, but Rod didn't say much of anything. That's when I noticed he started growing distant, and when I realized I'd also lost his voice. He still won't tell me anything, but I figured that he was... Her voice faded. Her voice fades, but I know that she's referring to the curse. So Rod lost his voice shortly after Victoria met Desmond. The mermaid's curse had something to do with the tale. The little mermaid traded her voice for legs so she could be with her prince. The only person who found their prince charming was Victoria. Rod's curse must have something to do with Desmond and Victoria. He became distant with her after finding out about Desmond. Why? Then there's the fact he still spoke to Victoria, even if he was distant. It was only when he found out about their wedding that he became so cold. At times I tried to organize my thoughts. How did it get to be this late? I'm so sorry, Blue, but I have to close the shop now. Sorry for the story. I know it has nothing to do with Rod, but it was after that incident it began to act strangely. I don't think I was much help, but I shake my head. You have told me what you could do. Coria walks me to the door, opening it so that both of us can step out onto the street together. I really hope that you're able to help Evangeline and Rod. I hope so too. Did you see Ophelia the other day? I catch sight of two noble women sitting on a bench together, not too far away from the toy shop. They're referring to Ophelia without her title. How disrespectful. Hold on. They're referring to Ophelia without her title. How disrespectful. Who would have thought a peasant like her could almost look like royalty? But her dress. As a queen, she ought to be wearing silks rather than satin. I do not know why, but I bristle at their comments. One is entitled to their opinion, but the fact that they are speaking so bluntly in public means they have little worry of being overheard. I'm still not too sure what the king saw in her. Well, you know what they say about ladies lacking natural beauty. Her talents must lie in other, more persuasive areas. She must be very persuasive indeed if the king saw it worthwhile to marry her. As two women laugh, I feel something hot begin to burn in my stomach. Mercuria takes in a sharp breath beside me. Since I became a maid in the palace, Ophelia has been nothing but kind to me, a mere servant. She has all the right to flaunt her status and title, yet she remains humble. I now know that this is why everyone at the palace loves her. A woman like her can only keep a man's attention for so long. I start walking towards them without thinking. Blue, I wouldn't. You have no right to say those things about the queen. The two women are clearly surprised at my interruption. Both of them glare at me. And you have no right to eavesdrop on us. Eavesdropping? Anyone could have heard you. Their mouths fall open. One of the women looks at me for a long time, then sneers suddenly as something has occurred to her. I thought you looked familiar. You're the crown prince's personal maid. I see you always following her around when she's in town. This is none of your business, girl. Why do you care so much for our opinions? Perhaps it's because the girl idolizes the queen. Thinks she might also go from rags to riches. What? Oh, you do have a point. They stand and advance towards me. Do you want the prince for yourself, girl? If a commoner can become the queen, it's not too difficult to imagine yourself as a princess, is it? How foolish. You're better off dreaming smaller dreams, girl. They laugh, and the irritation in my chest blazes into full-on anger. Is this what Ophelia's been dealing with for the past year? She's being treated so cruelly when she's not nothing but loved the king. And I also ridiculed her, just like this. I forced myself to look at the cruel woman as I moved my hand to the pendant hanging around my neck. I was just as cruel as them. I barely feel Victoria's hand. She rested against my shoulder. Blue, let it go. Her Majesty wouldn't want you to do this. But I cannot just let these two women talk about Ophelia like this. I pull away from Victoria and stand firm. The queen has a good heart. She is far more noble than either of you could ever hope to be. I think back on the times I was cruel to her. Ophelia could have easily reprimanded me for my behavior. She had that right as my stepmother, yet she has been nothing but kind to me. Ophelia never got angry at me, even despite my treatment towards her and her family. She has always treated others with kindness, even when they are cruel to her. Judging from the bitterness in your accusations, it seems like you are jealous of her. How pathetic. The other woman marches towards me, and my free hand instinctively moves to hold her hand just before the palm reaches my cheek. I will not tolerate any insults towards the queen. A soft light emanates from the pendant, and I can only stare at it in shock. I got another good deed. By defending Ophelia. The woman snatches her hand away. How dare a peasant like you talk that way to us? Have you no manners? I could ask you the same. What happened to yours? How dare you? Don't you know who we are, girl? I will see you pay for your impertinence. Our words have far more weight than yours ever will. I'll go to the king myself to tell him how rude you were. I could pass a message on myself. I turn and see Rob walking towards us, his expression cold, the two noblemen hastily curse. Your Highness. Noble and trim pale as Rob's eyes fall on them. Actually, we have an important dinner engagement. Yes, we do. Two noblewomen curtsy before quickly departing. What are you doing here without your guards? What trouble have you gotten yourself into now? And then I gotta... Do not tell him. It is nothing. If you refuse to tell me what happened, I'll have to assume that the noblemen were telling the truth about you. Blue has done nothing wrong. In fact, I think Blue only did what you or Matchling would have done had you heard the awful things those women were saying about your mother. What? She stood up for the queen when she didn't have to. Then why didn't you just say so? Would you have believed me? Rod drops his gaze from her. You never gave me a chance to believe you, did you? He would have believed me. How am I to know that? It was like a walking contradiction. Rod glances up again, this time to look at Victoria. We shouldn't keep you from returning home, Victoria. I'll take Blue back to the palace. Victoria's eyes narrow. She looks ready to say something. Rod has already reached out for my hand to pull me along beside him. Behind him. Ugh. We're doing the last 3 chapters and then we're moving on to Waltz and then Fritz. We are out of sight of Victoria's shop. Rod stops, releasing my hand as he turns to face me. Ugh. Did you really think I would refuse to believe you if you told me the truth? You never liked me. You have no reason to believe me. Rod sighs, running a hand through his hair. I told you that I would help you break your curse, right? The offer alone should be enough for you to know that Rod turns away, suddenly looking embarrassed. That I don't dislike you anymore. You're expecting me to just assume that. How would I know unless you made that absolutely clear? Well, I'm making it clear now. I understand. Anyway, thank you for standing up for my mother. It seems like you don't require my assistance in breaking your curse after all. He gestures to my necklace. Congratulations on your second good deed, Blue. Suddenly tongue-tied, I find myself looking everywhere but at Rod. When I have once again gathered my senses, I turn to the road. My eyes narrow as I recognize the path we are on. This is not the way back to the palace. No, it isn't. We're going to the march, and why? Because I was on my way there before I was forced to take a detour because someone was drawing attention to herself. What? Rod ignores me as we walk the rest of the way to the merchant in silence. Waltz is the only person in the reception room when we enter. Prince Rod. Princess. It's a little late for the two of you to be here. I had meant to be here earlier. Is Lady Parfait here? Waltz nods. I'll go get her. Wait here. As soon as Waltz leaves us alone, Rod turns to me, expression rigid. Rod steps closer and grabs my shoulders. I wasn't able to say so earlier because we were out in public, but you should know just how much danger you're in now. And you thought it was okay to go around on your own? It was my day off today. It's not unreasonable for me to want some time for myself. Time to yourself. Don't you understand the meaning of be careful? Why would you do something as foolish as going out into town alone? I cannot help but bristle at his tone. Why are you so angry? Because you're... Rod trails off and looks away. Because you're family. So you're finally acknowledging me as family. I notice his cheeks turning red. To be honest, you're less of a family member and more just... important. Important? Because of all that you do for Evangeline, you're important to my sister. He looks uncomfortable as he says the words, and I cannot help but marvel at his embarrassment. Why is he so embarrassed? Rod changes the topic as he turns away from me. Why were you with Victoria? I can only think of one reason you'd speak to her. My curse. You thought you'd find out about my curse through her. I shrug. I can only assume that your curse has something to do with Victoria. I look up when Rod says something and stare at the curious sight before me. He has taken Seppi off his shoulder and is holding the doll in his hands, away from his face. The two seem to be engaged in some silent conversation, The gently Subby speaks words I can hear. This is the right thing to do. You need to let her help you, Rod. Rod bites down on his lower lip before briefly closing his eyes. Eventually he returns Subby to his usual spot on his shoulder and turns to me. Fine. You're stubborn and you're not going to quit investigating unless I tell you, are you? You're right. Victoria is the reason I was cursed. Rod sits down on the set and lets out a heavy sigh. His eyes are far away as he speaks to me. I was in love with Victoria, but I wasn't brave enough to tell her. I just followed her around like some kind of puppy. One day, Victoria hadn't come home and it was raining very heavily, so I went out to look for her. I found her walking along the bank of the river. I called out to her and to tell her to be careful, but I don't think she ever heard me. She slipped in. Rod swallows. He clenches one of his hands into a fist. She fell into the river. I dived in after her. I somehow managed to get both of us onto the riverbank, but it didn't look like Victoria was breathing. I didn't know what to do. I started panicking. I ran off to try and find help, but I didn't find anyone in the storm. When I returned, she was gone. I rushed to her house, and the doctor was already there, attending her along with Desmond. Rod's gaze is vacant as he nods. When Victoria began to fall in love with Desmond, I felt helpless. Did you not tell her that you were the one that saved her? Why would I? Victoria was so happy, believing that she and Desmond were fated to be together. I couldn't do that to her. Man, these siblings are more alike than they like to say. But surely if you told her... Rod interrupts me. I want the people I love to be happy. I don't care if their happiness causes me pain. I'd rather bear that alone instead of bring down those around me. My chest aches as I watch Rod's face. I never would have guessed that Rod would be so selfless. That didn't stop me from thinking that I could still make her love me instead. I decided to become what I thought Victoria wanted most. The Prince Charming of the fairy tale she so adored. And so I asked the witch to turn me into one. She stole my voice in exchange. Only then did I realize she had inflicted the fairy tale curse upon me. The mermaid's curse. The next day, the king turned up at our house, proclaiming that he'd been looking for my mother for years and had never stopped loving her. When the king married my mother, I became a prince. It was just as the witch promised. Oh, this is very unfortunate, which means that the king never loved either person that he ended up getting together with, naturally. I mean, he does love Ophelia now, but the start of it, ooh, that's really sad. To me, that's really sad for the king. When the king married my mother, I became a prince. It was just as the witch promised. But it didn't matter. I didn't see it when I made the deal with the witch, but I can't be blind to it forever. Desmond and Victoria really do love each other. They make each other happy. Nothing I can do will ever change that. Rod, Prince Rod? Oh! Parfait pauses in her tracks when she sees me. Have I interrupted something? No. Rod moves over to Parfait, but he stops glancing back at me. I won't be long. Parfait looks at Rod, then at me, her face puzzled, but she does not say a word as Rod leaves her. As Rod and her leave the room. I did not get the chance to discuss Rod's curse with him later that night, nor did I get the chance to speak with Parfait and Delora about my suspicions of Sir Alacaster. Days go by, but I still find myself overwhelmed by preparations for the ball. Things become more frantic every day, making it difficult for me to have any time to speak with anyone. Ugh. Eventually, I decided to write a letter containing my suspicions of Sir Alacaster. I tell Parfait and Delora that I believe he might be the witch they are looking for. I also add that I believe Fritz might somehow be involved. Though my suspicions are not as well founded with him. To make matters worse, he went and disappeared. I've not heard anyone mention his name here for a very long time. I am forcibly pulled from my thoughts when I collide with someone. The lens I have been holding scatter over the floor. Excuse me, I did not. I look up and my voice trails off when I see who I bumped into. Lost in your thoughts? Sir Mithras looks at me, something veiled in his smiling eyes. I suppose those are the linens the queen asked for? Yes, please excuse me. I begin gathering up the linens, but as I reach out for one, Sir Mithras picks it up first. Allow me to help you. I will be fine. But this was partially my fault. Let me assist you. I bite my lip and do not protest as Sir Mithras helps me gather the rest of the linens. I am contemplating my schedule for the rest of the day when I realize that Sir Mithras has been talking. I don't suppose you have any idea on who that maid is? Maid? There's a call to amusement in Sir Mithras' gaze. Surely you've heard the rumor of the young prince having been seen with a royal maid somewhere around town? Rumor has it that Prince Rod has found love among the common folk, much like his royal stepfather has. Rod with a maid. As far as I'm aware, the only maid he's been out in town with has been. I freeze as Sir Mithras straightens, patting down his clothes for dust before holding out some linens to me. If it is true, I wish him the best, though I wish he'd be more discreet about it. Oh, royal scandal is the last thing we need right now. I shakily take the lens from Sir Mithras and inclines his head to me. Have a good day, Blue. I walk to the dining hall in a haze, mind rolling with the implications of what Sir Mithras just said. I'm sure it was those noblemen who spread this rumor. Ah, Blue, thank you for bringing these to me. Just leave them on the table. I curtsy after placing the linens down as commanded. If that is all. Blue. I straighten at the tone of Ophelia's voice and look up. I see that her expression is carefully still. I'm about to ask you something you may not want to answer, but I very much hope you will. I will answer if I can. Good. Ophelia sighs as she sits down on one of the dining table chairs and folds her hands on her lap. I've been trying to ignore it since the palace gossip is mostly false, but I can't help my curiosity. I wanted to ask about your relationship with my son. What? I understand you and Rod were out together in town a few days ago. Alright, do you want to tell me what happened? And then I gotta explain the situation. Ophelia's asking me about these rumors, and I can only imagine what sort of story those women made up. Prince Rod was just on his way somewhere when he chanced upon me. When he saw that I was in trouble with two noblemen, he stopped to intervene, that is all. Rod said the same thing? Then why did you ask me, Your Majesty? To see what you thought about the situation. I don't think anyone should get a say in what your relationship with Rod is. My relationship with Rod? I like you, Blue, and I'm certain that you're good for Rod. If I have my way, I'll let him court you. Let's not. God. Rumple's route and Rod's route make me so uncomfortable with the subject matters. The fact that Rumple was 23, 24 going after a 17-year-old that is groomer pedophile behavior, and that made me so uncomfortable. That's partially why I hated his route. But the stepbrother thing is also not that great. It's not that great. Oh. I don't care. I don't care if they're not related by blood. That is still your family member. Do this for the true ending. 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 I feel heat in my cheeks as I trip over my words. The prince and I are not in a relationship. A member of the royal family cannot end up with a servant. Where there's love, there's hope. Social status shouldn't stop you from being happy, Blue. So what about the fact that I'm Rod's steps? Exactly. I bite down on the statement fiercely. I already know what role I'm playing here, and I cannot break it. Afia looks at me with a complicated expression before she sighs. I will not push you on this any further. But be careful, Blue. Your closeness with my son and daughter has not gone unnoticed. I do not believe in limiting relationships because of one's status, but I understand. I curtsy as I move towards the dining hall's entrance. What do you feel I mean by that closeness not going unnoticed? Later that day, as I'm waiting outside the throne room for Evangeline to finish one of her classes, two maids walk towards me and stop in front of me. Blue, isn't it? What is it?
Kofi Streambot said, visit blue_seers ko-fi page at https://ko-fi.com/bluezer?ref=Twitch.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you for doing your job as always. What is it? I've already finished all of my tasks for the day. Oh, I'm sure you have. Probably rushed through all of them just so you can hang around the prince and princess tonight. The head of the housekeeper's been giving you a lighter load so you can afford the time to play around. I blink at them, confused. I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't play dumb. All the servants know what you've been doing. Just because you're Princess Imaginine's personal maid doesn't make you better than the rest of us. I'd be careful not to get too big for your boots, Boo. Are you threatening me? What if we are? Then I'd be very disappointed in you. Oh. Wrong voice! Wrong voice! Then I'd be very disappointed in you. Princess Evangeline! Evangeline moves to stand beside me, a disapproving expression on her face. I did not expect such petty cruelty from the two of you. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Your Highness. You really do have a talent for getting yourself into trouble. Rob pauses briefly, his eyes meeting mine for a second before he looks at the maids. Don't you have better things to do than bully my sister's maid? We apologize, Your Highness. We'll be on our way. The two maids run off. Evangeline turns to look at me. Are you okay? I'm about to answer when I notice that Rod has abruptly walked away from us and frown at his back. He's only just started being nice to me, and now he's back to acting as if I do not exist. What did I do? Weren't you just said that the attention on you wouldn't go unnoticed, so I'm thinking he's taking that into consideration and is like, yeah, I probably should stop. As he should. Evangeline puts her hands on my back and gently pushes me forward. You wanted to ask him something, right? I could see it in your eyes. Evangeline smiles as she pushes the door to the throne room open. I have a few more questions to ask my teacher. I'll be a while. But she disappears in the throne room before I can finish. I glance down the hallway. Rod just disappeared down, and then back at the throne room. My thoughts whirl together in a vague mess until I make my decision. Wait! At the sound of my approaching footsteps, Rod turns and looks at me. He scowls but does not say anything. Okay, I gotta tell him off for his behavior. The words spill out of me before I can even think on them. What have I done now to make you angry with me? Nothing. He turns away and I glare as I follow closely behind him. You expect me to believe that? You can at least look at me when I'm talking to you. I reach out a hand to his elbow and pull him back so that he's facing me. Rod! But the words die in my throat when I see the expression on his face. His face is red and he refuses to look me in the eye. My surprise causes me to release him. Rod quickly turns around and begins to walk away. I'm left to stare dumbly after him. What is wrong with him? Normally he's not so afraid to speak his mind. I frown as I feel a dull ache throbbing somewhere deep in my chest. What is this? Why do I feel sad? Normally, Rod's distance doesn't make me feel like this. Yet now... Am I really so sad that he does not want to speak with me? I shake my head and take a deep breath to still my mind. It is better not to think about it. Next chapter, next chapter, next chapter! The ball! was the day of the ball, and I'm waiting for Evangeline to finish her last dance rehearsal. Lesson was over an hour ago, but Evangeline remains here to continue practicing the steps. Meanwhile, I'm preoccupied with thoughts of Rod's curse. I cannot believe that Rod traded his voice for a title. So the reason the king was able to find Ophelia was because of Rod. It's a little difficult to wrap my head around the implications. But one thing bothers me. Rod told me why he has the curse. He gave no explanation as to how to break it. How did it go in the original fairy tale? Imagine finished up the last steps of her routine before walking over to me. I handed her a glass of water I was holding for her. Thank you, Blue. Imagine must notice my curiosity because she stops to look at me quizzically. Is something the matter? I've read a little bit of that fairy tale, but I've never finished it. Can you tell me the whole story of the Little Mermaid? The Little Mermaid? Imagine takes a seat among the chairs boarding the throne and gestures for me to take the one opposite her. Telling a fairy tale is always a good way to wind down. Once upon a time, there was a mermaid that fell in love with a handsome prince. One day, when she swam to the surface of the ocean to find him, she saw the prince was celebrating his birthday on the greatest ship in the kingdom. The little mermaid was captivated by the human party and stayed to watch. Then suddenly, a violent storm hit. The prince was thrown from the ship into the ocean. The little mermaid saved the prince and took him safely to shore, but she could not stay long. She eventually had to return to the ocean, leaving him on land. This is similar to Corio's rescue. The little mermaid was so in love with the prince that she went to see a witch who offered to trade her a potion that would turn her mermaid's tail into legs. They struck a deal. The mermaid would sacrifice her beautiful voice for legs so that she could live with the prince on land. So in Rod's case, he traded away his voice for the prince. However, the sea witch gave the little mermaid a warning, so that she wasn't able to make the prince fall in love with her. There would be consequences. Consequences? Yes. Namely, if the prince fell in love and married someone else, the mermaid's heart would break and she would dissolve in the sea foam. The original Grimm's fairy tales are a lot more like messed up than you think they are. Like they really child-friendly the fairy tales. Hold on, my headset is twisted up all sorts. 1 second. Untwisted. I got untangled. I can help but recoil. My expression must betray my horror because Mansion quickly shakes her head. There's no need to be worried. Rod has said that his curse is different from the fairy tale. And you believe him. Imagine shrugs helplessly. She puts on her now into a glass of water. The fairy tale curse always twists the original fairy tale way. Besides, not as Rod traded his voice for legs, and I never heard of a person that died because they could not break the curse. It may be true, but Nietzsche does not know what Rod traded his voice for. Just know that he did become the prince for Victoria. I was already hiding things from him. Is it possible that Rod will die the day Victoria marries Desmond? Later that day, I find Rod in the dining hall. He appears to be inspecting the seating arrangements for the night's banquet. He glances up briefly to look at me before returning his attention to the place cards with the guests' names on them. What is it? I've been looking for you all morning. I'm distracted from what I'm about to say when I notice Rod switching the position of 2 place cards. I finally catch a name on one of them. He's moved Victoria's place to the table. He's trying to make sure she sits as far away from him as possible. Surely you have better things to do than stay in here. What happens if you cannot break a curse? Rod's movements stutter before he shakes his head sharply. That's something you do not need to know. And then I plead with him. Something aches deep in my chest at Rod's coldness. Please. Rod startles so strongly that he almost drops the place card he's holding. Please, tell me. You've been partners for months now. But I've barely... Yes, I know that is an unusual partnership, and most of our helping each other has been subtle, but... I'm only one good deed away from breaking my curse. Well, you seem to be no closer to breaking your curse than when we started. I'll do whatever I can to help you with your curse, Rod. So please, let me help you. Silence falls. A moment later, Rod sighs and looks away from me. Some unspeakably sad emotion shines through his eyes. Even I wanted your help, Blue. There's nothing you can do. Dread settles in the pit of my stomach at Rod's words. Could I be right? Will Rod actually die if he does not manage to break his curse? Imagining told me the story of the Little Mermaid. She said that if a mermaid dies, the prince marries someone else. Rod, if Victoria marries Desmond, will you? The voice trails off and I hear the sound of the door behind us. Is it Ophelia or the king? Rod rushes forward and grabs me before I can glance back at the door. Ow! I've come aware of a weight holding me down to the floor. The impact of the ground against my head blurs my vision, making it impossible for me to see what is happening at first. Am I underneath a dining table? I struggle to try and sit up, but the weight pushes down on me again, forcing me to be still. Quiet. Rod, why do you push me underneath the table? I'm about to ask him aloud when the sound of footsteps silences me. I can help remember what Sir Mithras was saying about the rumors. If Rod and I were seen alone together by the servants, the rumors will no doubt get worse. Why is Rod doing this? I stay quiet as people that enter the dining hall begin to speak. How strange for this place to be empty at this time of day. Let's pause and another voice speaks up. Oh, sorry. Wrong voice! When there's not a place card of a name, I can't do the right voice. How strange for this place to be empty at this time of day. You better have good news for me, Mithros. Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithros. Rod's hands tighten on my shoulders. Everything is as you requested, Sir Alcaster. There should be no issues. There better not be. You've disappointed me before, Mithros. I'd be careful not to try my patience again. Yes, Sir Alcaster. Sir Mithros sounds oddly subservient. But why? The two of them are both ranked equally, and neither of them should have to answer to anyone other than the king. Unless Sir Alcaster truly is the witch and is forcing Sir Mithros to obey him with a spell. Wait a few minutes after I leave. We should not be seen together. I do not hear Sir Mithros respond, but I can hear Sir Alcaster leaving the room. Sir Mithros sighs out, but is otherwise silent when he leaves the room after a few moments. Exhale fully as the door finally closes behind Sir Mithros. This is bad. I was so engrossed in Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithros' conversation, I only just now realized that Rod is hovering over me. Hey, are you alright? Are you hurt? You look a little... Rod suddenly pauses and notices our positions. He stares at me for a few moments, eyes wide. He scrambles out from underneath the dining table. By the time I do the same, he's standing far away from me, his gaze fixed on the wall. He's bright red. It would be funny if I weren't sure I was the same color. Rod clears his throat. It seems that Sir Alcaster really is the witch. He has the ability to make Sir Mithros obey him. Lady Parfait should be told immediately. Rod turns on his heel to leave the dining room. Rod, wait. What? This is urgent, Princess. I can't just... When Victoria marries Desmond, will you die? Rod pauses for a moment, but I can tell from his pained expression that he will not speak. You're running out of time, Rod. My eyes flit between Sebby and Rod. But does that mean? Nothing. He turns away from me once again and starts walking away. God. There must be something in the voice that makes Rod stop, because he turns to look at me. Please, stop running away from this. What would knowing the answer achieve? Though Rod's words are harsh, his tone is soft. There's nothing anyone can do. Leave it alone. It's for the best. I can't help but get mad at Rod's dismissive tone. I move towards him, frowning. How can you say something like that? You're not the only person that'll be affected if you keep refusing to do anything to break your curse. Can you imagine what your death would do to your sister? To your mother? Losing you would destroy them. Rod's face suddenly inches away from mine. He places his hands to the wall behind me, caging me in. His face is flushed with anger, but look in his eyes is tormented. My family has been dealing with the consequences of my actions for the majority of my life. Don't think that I don't know what effect my curse has on the people closest to me. Besides, I don't want to involve you in this, too. His voice is a whisper, we can still hear his words. Rod. Rod pushes away from me and stalks off as I stare after him. He says that, but then he does nothing to try and break his curse. I do not understand at all what is stopping him. Rod is absent from the palace for the rest of the day, and returns only once the sun is set to prepare for the ball. I've not been able to talk to him since, but I assume that he has been to the march to tell Delora and Parfait about our suspicions of Sir Alcaster being a witch. I hope they come up with an effective plan for dealing with him. The palace is not safe so long as he is here. Ball is just about to start that evening. I've been asked to make sure none of the guests are lost and wandering the hallways. I've been walking around for a while, directing any late guests in the right direction. That should be everyone. As I turn the corner, I notice two people lingering by a column. Excuse me, the throne room is... Pause and I look more closely at the two men in front of me. I recognize one of them instantly. What's Sir Alcaster doing outside the throne room? And who is that man he's with? Ah, Blue. Sir Alcaster gestures me towards him and I approach warily. This is Varg. He's one of the guests for the ball. Varg sweeps aside his cape as he bows, and I curtsy and dip my head to hide my expression. I've never heard of a Varg. Why would he be bowing to a mere maid? Also, why is he wearing such an elaborate costume and mask? This is not a masquerade ball. If Varg is acquainted with Sir Alcaster, there's no telling what or who he truly is. Varg is one of the suitors for Princess Evangeline. Would you please escort him to the throne room? I will be long shortly. Varg's politeness is even more suspicious. Of course, Sir Alcaster. I meet Varg's gaze briefly and can help but frown at the way he is smirking at me. This way. Varg and I make our way towards the throne room. I can help but feel wary of the fact that he is following behind me, where I cannot see him. If the maids are this lovely, the princess must be truly beautiful. Varg laughs and I grip my teeth at the sound. What? It was meant to be a compliment. It was meant as a compliment. There's no need to look at me like that. Varg looks at me curiously. Our maid's not allowed to speak in this place. I have nothing to say. Not the most cheerful person on staff, are you? Thankfully, the doors to the throne room appear as soon as we turn the corner. I did not have to come up with a response to his words. We are here. I gesture towards the throne room, move to leave, but Varg's voice stops me. You should at the very least escort me inside and introduce me to the princess, don't you think? Isn't that what a maid should do? Technically, that is an announcer's job. If Varg came so late, he probably already missed the introductions. I wouldn't want to think badly of any of the servants of the palace. I take a deep breath and calm myself down before turning towards the doors. Follow me. I can tell the moment I step into the room that the official introductions have already passed. Most of the guests have already begun the mingle and scatter across the throne room. There's a band set up. No one notices when I walk into the throne room in front of Varg. I do not trust Varg, not if he's associated with Sir Alcaster. I have time to warn someone about him while he's distracted, but who? And then we gotta warn Evangeline, since that's his target. My attention is quickly drawn to where Evangeline is moving between groups of people, introducing herself and making light conversation. And else to be frowned upon, but Evangeline's safety must come first. I make way quickly when Evangeline curtsy jumps off to the side, trying to draw as little attention to myself as possible. Princess Evangeline, may I have a word? Evangeline is clearly shocked at my intrusion, but she masks it well. Excuse me, appears my maid has something for me. I draw her closer to the walls where the crowd blocks us from view. I was expecting you to be here, Blue. Not that I mind, but won't you get into trouble? There's no time for that. I take her hand in mine and look at her somberly. You have to watch out for this man in a mask. Sir Alcastar brought him to the ball. Why should I be worried then? Could I exactly tell her that I think he's a witch right now? There are too many people looking. Just please, be wary of him. I'm sure there's nothing to be worried about from anyone here, Blue. Especially if Sir Alcastar's involved. On the contrary, if Sir Alcastar's involved, I would also recommend staying on your guard, Evangeline. Rod? I turn in shock to see Rod suddenly standing beside me. You should trust Blue. Excuse me. I jump back to the sound of Varg's voice. Rod takes a step forward and places a hand on my shoulders to steady me. I don't believe we've been introduced. Varg looks at me a few moments but I say nothing. He eventually turns to Evangeline, a wolfish smile on his face. My name is Varg, and you must be Princess Evangeline. The tales you read did not do you justice. Evangeline flushes as Varg reaches for her hand. He presses a kiss to the back of it, still grinning. I feel Rod tense behind me. May I have the first dance? Evangeline bites on her lower lip as she stares at him, becoming acutely aware just how quiet the throne room has become. She's kind of piercing with so many people watching her. It feels like I can bring myself to say anything more as Evangeline puts her hand in Varg's. I accept, Lord Varg. When Evangeline makes her way to the center of the dance floor, a man signals the band and the musicians start playing. This feels wrong. I look and nod as I watch Varg pull Evangeline closer. First it's just he and Evangeline dancing, then other couples gradually trickle in and join them. I do not like this at all. Rod and I watch in silence as the first dance continues on. I know for a fact that Rod must see the dreamy smile on Evangeline's face as certainly as I can. When the music stops, both of us move as one towards Evangeline. When the dance is over and Varg has released her, we still stand close together in the center of the room. The silence is erupted when the double doors open and Sir Alcastar, along with the two knights stalk in the center of the room where Evangeline and Varg stand. The arrival causes an uneasy stir in the crowds. The king rises from his throne, eyebrows drawn. Alcastar, is there some kind of disturbance? Alcastar says nothing as the knights stationed around the room approach Evangeline and Varg and stand around them, encircling them. Evangeline's expression shifts from confusion to fear. The crowd becomes even more anxious. Alcastar, explain this. Alcastar briefly glances at him but says nothing. He turns back to his knights and snaps his fingers. The knights pull out their swords and point them at Evangeline. Reach out to grab Rod's hand before he can make his way towards her. Rod, this is too dangerous. I know, but this action has potentially put Evangeline in even more danger. Rod's only response is to tighten his grip on my hand. I place my other hand over his to reassure him, and slowly but surely his grip begins to loosen. I turn my gaze back to the king. Alcastar, stop this immediately. What do you think you're doing? Something I should have done a long time ago. I've been nothing but loyal to this kingdom, and all I ever wanted was for Angeal to thrive. But ever since the queen died, this kingdom has become weak. It's because you're a weak ruler, Gennaro. What? The people were more productive back then, more disciplined during the late queen's reign. The kingdom has become less productive without fear to drive them. When there is power, there is order. Power is not something that should be needlessly used to control people. It is used to protect them. You, of all people, should know that. So Alcastar shakes his head. I, of all people, know that order is what makes a hierarchy stronger. I'm only doing what is necessary. I'm reorganizing the system. Hand over the crown, Gennaro. So Alcastar turns his head to Varg, who remains standing beside scared Evangeline. You obey me if you don't want your precious daughter harmed. Please, leave my daughter out of this. Magdalene sets back, her eyes now brimming with tears. Varg, seize the princess. As soon as Sarahcaster gives the order, Rod immediately lets go of my hand and rushes towards his sister. Rod, no! I quickly follow after him, but Rod suddenly stops his tracks, abruptly into his back. Rod? Varg! Sarahcaster's booming voice echoes across the room, which has suddenly gone eerily silent. My eyes move to Varg, but he's standing motionless. What is happening? Finally, Varg smirks. He steps to the side, standing in front of Magdalene as if to block her from view. Sir Varg. You must be delusional, old man. I'm not letting you anywhere near the princess. The knight's next movements are a blur as they rush at Sir Alcaster. In mere moments he's been disarmed and pinned to the ground. Several more knights have also appeared from behind to surround Sir Alcaster. A man emerges from between the circle of knights and moves to stand beside Varg and Evangeline. Sir Mythos looks at Sir Alcaster disdainfully. What is the meaning of this, Mythos? We had a deal! Anger is now palpable in Sir Alcaster's flushed face. Did we now? Mythos, explain yourself. Sir Mythos drops one knee in front of the king. Of course, Your Majesty. He raises his head slightly to look at the king. I have known for a long while that the man you see before you is a traitor. I was even aware of his plans, but I could not tell you of them without any evidence. 2 of your knights had tried to inform me of these plans before. They were all looked down on, but we all looked down on them with disdain. I had to make sure that I did not come unprepared like they did. Trurian and Garland. What? Both of them knew of Sir Alcaster's plans. Was that the reason why they were dishonorably discharged? For false accusations? I knew enough of his plan that I could thwart it. That's why I thought the best way to reveal his dastardly ways was to craft a fake alliance with him. Sir Varg and I have been working together to unravel Sir Alcaster's plans, Your Majesty. Varg is an invaluable accomplice. Wait, Sir Mythos has been pretending to work with Sir Alcaster this whole time. And so we arrive at the events of tonight. I apologize for undertaking this act without seeking your counsel, Your Majesty. But can think of no better way to end this madness once and for all. You lying snake! Sir Mythos stands and turns to Alcaster. He gestures at him dismissively. Seize him. The knight's next movements are a blur. The men rush Sir Alcaster all at once. In mere moments, Sir Alcaster has been disarmed and is now pinned to the ground. Isn't Sir Alcaster a witch? Why is he not using his magic? Mythos, I am indebted to you for saving us. The whole kingdom is. I only did what was necessary, Your Majesty. The king glances at the knights and at Sir Alcaster's gaze steely. Take him away. Sir Alcaster struggles uselessly against the knights as they drag him away. He's nearly at the door when he starts screaming at the king. Gennaro, you are a fool! That man is a witch, a snake! You cannot trust him! No, Alcaster. I was wrong to put my trust in you. Even as Sir Alcaster is pulled from the room, we can hear him babbling in the hallways about a witch. Sir Alcaster never used any magic to escape. Was he truly not a witch? Are you alright, princess? I'm pulled from my thoughts when I hear Varg's voice. He's now trying to comfort a shaken Evangeline. For a few moments he looks away and his eyes meet mine. He smiles but it's fleeting, and moments later his attention is back on Evangeline. The ball comes to an abrupt end after Alcaster's son. He is thrown into jail cell and promised a trial after a few days' time where he will be tried for treason against the kingdom. I still can't believe Sir Alcaster would do something like that, and so brazenly too. I wonder, what happened to Sir Fitzgerald? They say he vanished completely last night. Do you think he was working with his father? Truth is, I have no idea what to think. I thought that I had everything figured out, but now I've become more and more confused by the moment. Fritz was always loyal to a flock, but then Sir Alcaster was the same way with the king. I've not seen or heard of Fritz for weeks. I cannot really say. Ah, good morning, Princess Imagining. Sir Varg. Varg was offered a room at the palace for a few days' visit. He's being treated as Sir Mithra's valued guest. I have heard from the other servants that he is Sir Mithra's relative who lives in a neighboring kingdom. I hope that you're feeling well now, Princess. Yes, thank you for your help last night. Is Imagining blushing? And I won't be here long, but I do hope to get to know you better during the duration of my stay. I would love that. And I'm looking forward to spending more time with you. Oh, I forgot that I'm meant to be in my mother's room right now. Please, Sir Varg, I'll see you both later. For courtesy as Imagining wants to leave me alone with Varg. I could help but feel uneasy in his presence. Something about him puts me on the edge. Makes me feel uncomfortable. Excuse me, I have errands to attend to. Wait.
Kofi Streambot said, visit blue_seers KO5 page at https://ko-fi.com/blueser?ref=Twitch.
Thank you, Mark. Before you head out, I have something to give you. Give me. Varg reaches one of his pockets and withdraws a letter that he holds out to me. A letter? What is this about? Well, I guess you'll have to open it and find out, Princess. My blood turns to ice in my veins. He knows I'm the princess. That can only mean that he is... I have no idea what you're talking about. Excuse me. About to leave when Varg suddenly grabs my wrist. The play is just about to start, Princess. You have a responsibility as the main character form impeccably until the very end. Otherwise, well... He grins at me. It's the same wolfish smile he flashed at me during the ball. You might miss out on your fairy tale ending. What? Before I can say anything else, I feel a hand grip my other arm. Someone tugs me back and away from Varg, then comes to stand in front of me. Stay away from her. Rod. Varg looks around then at me, his smile growing more crooked. An interesting turn of events. I wonder how this will end for the both of you. Tell me, Blue, what is he to you? And then I gotta... Thoughts. No answer, Be in denial all you want. At the end of the day, you're going to have to decide who and what you will choose. Who or what to choose. Silence. You're harassing one of our staff members. Of course. I apologize for my rude behavior, Your Highness. You seem to know a lot about us. Are you I'll lower my voice. Are you a witch? You're asking the wrong person, Princess. He knows who you really are. I think you two are worrying too much about me. After all, I'm just a pawn in this game. Varg dips into an elegant bow and flashes one last smile before walking away. Are you alright? I am. Thank you for helping me. You know I'd do anything for you. What? What? Rod shakes his head before stepping away. Anything. For me. Rod coughs, pulling me from the thought. It's possible that he is a witch, or that he's working with the other witches. We have no evidence to prove it. Until we figure out what's going on, you need to be wary of him. I know. Rod smiles at me gently. Look makes my heart thud once, painfully, in my chest. Stop staring at me like that. Rod looks away, his cheeks tinge red. I feel my own cheeks warm at the sight. I wasn't staring at all. Both of you are helpless. Shut up, Sebby. Rod gives me one last look before finally turning and walking away. I place my hand over her chest where I can still hear my thudding heartbeat. This feeling. It is what I think it is. But I have no right to feel that way about him. He is my stepbrother. You're very right about that. You're very right about that. You're so right about that. You should not feel this way about your stepbrother, ever. If you do, it's a little concerning. If not really concerning. I shake my head to clear the thought, and glance down at the letter that Varg just delivered to me. There's only one sentence written on it. Come to the throne room alone tonight. Next chapter! The final chapter! The throne room is empty when I arrive. I can only hope that it's not some sort of trap. Soon after I enter, the door squeaks open and a familiar face enters the room. Sir Mithros. Sir Mithros walks towards me. He's close enough, he drops to one knee and bows. I frown and take a step back from him. My princess, do not be alarmed. I know of your true identity. Sir Mithros flashes me a wide smile that causes a shudder to run down my spine. You know who I am. That means that you are. I take another step back, the blood drains my face. Sir Mithros' smile only widens at my reaction. I'll say it for you. Yes, I am a witch. If you're a witch, then Sir Alcaster is a mere human, a fool one. And Varg? Nothing but my personal errand boy. A thought suddenly occurs to me. Sir Alcaster was plotting against the kingdom. Then did Sir Mithros also punish Fritz somehow? What about Fritz? Was he a part of Sir Alcaster's plans? Ha, the knight. To avoid confusing you, let's just say that the situation surrounding him is too complicated to adequately explain. I command you to answer my question, Sir Mithros. Was Fritz part of this? If it makes you feel any better, he refused to be a part of this. He refused. Does that mean he was not part of the plans? Or just that he was unwillingly forced to participate in them? I'm certain that Sir Alcaster would not be happy that his own son was disobeying him. He either forced him to help or assigned him outside the palace. But if Fritz knew of Sir Alcaster's plans, why did not warn anyone about them? Was he working with Sir Mithros as well? More questions swirl in my head, but none of them have answers. When this is over, I'll personally ask Fritz about it. Once I can locate him. I shake thoughts away and bring my attention back to Sir Mithros. Why bother with this reveal? What do you hope to gain from it? Before we start our conversation. Sir Mithros waves his hand, conjuring a faint green glow that envelops the whole room. Just in case someone decides to eavesdrop. I wouldn't want any of your witch friends listening in on us. Yes, I am aware that one of them has been snooping around the palace these past few months. Their snooping has made it more difficult to move around without exposing myself. Sir Mithros clicks his tongue in annoyance. Such a nuisance. He's referring to Delora. She and Parfait warned me before that there was a witch in the palace. Is Sir Mithros truly that witch? He sat there and said it himself. I think that's a pretty solid indicator that he is. I keep yawning. It's because I'm talking so much that my lungs are not filling up with enough air, I think. I never really trusted him, not even when I was a princess. That he hasn't revealed himself as a witch. I need to know what he plans on doing. He knew that I was a princess this entire time, but he never offered me any assistance. If I had, Alcaster would have targeted you as well. What? Alcaster wanted to dispose of the royal family. If he had known you were the princess, he would have been after you too. It would have been easier with no one remembering you as the princess. But unfortunately, Fritz told his father about you, thinking that Alcaster might be able to help him protect you. It didn't help that Varg confirmed it. Your mother wouldn't have been happy with me if I put you in harm's way. That is why I had to pretend not to know you in order to protect you. Sir Mithros is silent for a few moments before he speaks again. Feeling myself to be a witch was necessary. I had to make myself appear useful to Alcaster somehow, after all. Then, of course, I learned of his foolish plans to steal the crown and decided to thwart them. Though not before I stole something from Alcaster first. I played him like the fool that he was. I told him I would aid him with my magic so long as he gave me the knight's protection. Using the magic is almost impossible in this Using magic is almost impossible in this place, so having the knights back me up was crucial. The knights. What does he need the knight's protection for? What are his plans? Sir Mithros starts pacing around, his expression still calm. I found out they planned to dispose of me after he obtained what he needed, so I disposed of him first. I guess I might have been able to convince most of the knights to aid him by promising them promotions, but, well, my magic is far more convincing. Sir Mithil stops in front of me, his deadpan expression transforming into a smile. For now, let's test speaking of my plans. When Alcaster's plans were thwarted, I knew I had to contact you directly. I'm happy to see you in the palace, Your Highness. Although, we really need to get you out of those clothes soon. A maid's clothing does not befit a princess like yourself. It does not matter, my priority right now is to break my curse. Of course, it must truly have been frightened to feel the need to curse you. I feel uncomfortable tug in my heart. To think that the Lucius Bear would actually allow a witch to curse you. Sir Mithra shakes his head, disgust written on his features. When you suddenly disappeared that day, it was as if all traces of your existence had vanished. I searched for you endlessly, Princess. When you first appeared here in the palace, I did not recognize you immediately, but I felt a touch of magic in you and investigated. My curiosity is what prompted me to investigate you further. When I tried hard enough, I found that I could see through the glamour that had been cast on you. Sir Mythos was the witch Parfait was referring to when she mentioned someone seeing through the glamour. I imagine my surprise when I found out that it was actually you. That fairy bear has been nothing but a nuisance to us witches. First she betrayed your mother, and then she betrayed you before she had even met you. The mother, she was a harem bear corrupted by darkness. Parfait only did what she had to. Sir Mythos looks at me, clearly surprised. What lies have those people been whispering in your ear? Everything the Queen did, she did for us witches. Protect us from the wicked humans who destroyed our kind. It's clear to me where Sir Mithros lions lie. Sir Mithros sighs, runs a hand through his hair, and then continues speaking. On your 18th birthday, you will follow her footsteps. You will make this kingdom a place for all witches to prosper. I'm nothing like her. I refuse to make people suffer to feel the crystal. I never witnessed the suffering the people that I go through during my mother's reign. The stories are enough to reveal her true nature to me. It's hard to believe at first those people do not have any reason to lie to a servant like myself, and nothing to gain from it. I finally understand why the hatred people have for me ran so deep, even when I did nothing to them. It was because I was the witch's daughter. Your mother wouldn't be happy to hear you say that. Let me assure you that's not a destiny you can run from, dear princess. I'll not let destiny take control of my life. I feigned tiredness by releasing a long yawn. I'm sorry for cutting you short, Sir Mithras. Please excuse me, I'm getting tired. About to walk past Sir Mithras when he starts speaking again, his voice a little whisper. I guess that you've gotten closer to the family you so despise for, the prince included. I narrow my eyes at him. You care about him, don't you? I must confess that this surprises even me, Princess. Such a relationship would certainly be a scandal. If you two are not blood related, he is still your stepbrother. Whatever will your dear father say about this? I clench my fists. He has no right to lecture me. I know that these feelings are wrong. I know that I cannot have them. I assure you there's nothing between the both of us. Oh, is that so? Are those the lies you uttered just to convince yourself? This man's beginning to try my patience. Allow me to share a little secret with you, Princess. I am not interested. I head for the door and reach for the knob. Oh, I think it is something you will be most curious about. I do, after all, know the consequences of the prince failing to break his curse. I also happen to know that someone special to him is getting married tomorrow. My hand freezes. How do you know about all of this? I know all of the happenings around this place. That is my job, Princess. Now tell me, do you know the ending to the fairy tale, The Little Mermaid? But blood runs cold whenever what Imagine told me about that fairy tale. If the prince fell in love and married someone else, the Little Mermaid's heart would break and she would dissolve into sea foam. I conducted my own investigation and actually met the witch who bestowed the curse on the prince. In meeting her, I found out everything there is to know about it. I turned to regard Mithras with a frown. Seems I've finally gotten your attention. What do you plan on doing to Rod? Sir Mithras shrugs. To him? Nothing really. I was merely Curious. I want to know what you saw in him. What do you know about his curse? It stays true to the fairy tale. Only in this case, the prince gives up his voice for a title. Still, it will end the same way. The girl will fall in love with someone else despite his sacrifice. You mean, on his beloved's wedding day, the prince will die? I had thought you might have reached the same conclusion. Tragic, don't you think? I had the same thought, but is Rod truly going to die? The reason Rod gave up breaking his curse was because he knew that Victoria would never love him back. He knew that he was going to die the month Victoria married. Dread begins to wash over me. Why not ask him yourself? It's work straight by magic. The double doors open and Rod steps aside. When he sees me, expression relaxes. I've been looking all over for you. I want to speak with you about my discussion with Lady Parfait. I turn and face Sir Mithras again, but to my surprise, he's already gone. Why does Sir Mithras leave? Blue, is something wrong? Was Sir Mithras really speaking the truth? Okay, I gotta confront him. Is this how you really want things to end? What are you talking about? Have you even thought about what your family will feel after they find out you've lied about your curse? You're going to die when Victoria gets married tomorrow, am I right? That's why you told me that there's nothing I could do to help you break your curse. Because there's really nothing you can do to help me. Victoria will never return my love. I already accepted my fate a long time ago. Lady Parfait was the only one who insisted I find another way to break my curse. Because she refused to give up on you, and I will not give up on you either. I've been aware of another way to break my curse from the beginning, but I'd rather die than do what it is I need to do. Do what? Have you not read? Rod's voice trails off and he sees my confused expression. He clears his throat. Forget it. There's nothing more you can do. The reason I never told anyone the truth of my curse is because I never wanted anyone to blame themselves for not being able to help me. I was already a lost cause the moment Victoria really fell in love with someone else. I could never take that happiness away from her. Rob becomes silent, his gaze downcast. A vulnerable expression catches me by surprise. You should have told me about your curse a long time ago. How many times must I repeat myself? Telling you about my curse won't change the outcome. I could have tried to help you. Why are you so insistent on helping me? Because I care about you. My face warms up when the words escape from my lips. Rod also flushes. What are you saying? That I'm worried about you. On Magdalene's behalf, of course. I did not want her to think that I'd let you die. Rod lets out a deep sigh. Just stop talking. You're in no position to tell me what to do. Blue. Sign of warning in his voice. Then you better let me help you or... I hate this. It's so uncomfortable. Please make it stop. My words are cut off when Rod presses his lips to mine. It's only a brief kiss when he pulls away his usual sunglasses return. Gross. I told you to stop talking. Uncle stare back at him, baffled. Rod, you do realize you just kissed the princess. Rod looks as heavy then at me. His face colors once more. He takes a step back, his lips pressed together. I'm sorry. Without any other warning, Rod turns abruptly and stalks out the room. Somebody falls from his shoulder and falls to the ground. Rod does not notice it in his hurry to leave. I stare after him in shock. I can't believe he just ran away. I walk to where Sebby is, kneel down and pick him up. Are you alright? I'm fine. Thank you, Princess. Sebby tilts his head to the side. That Rod. I wonder when he'll start acting like a man. Suddenly kissing a girl like that is so unromantic. I think about the warmth of Rod's lips pressed against mine and flush again. say much. He has a lot going on in his head. Thoughts he doesn't ever want anyone to know. I don't want to speak on his behalf, but I know he really does care about you, Princess. He's just a little standoffish, and has a difficult time showing his emotions. He's sensitive like that. Take it from me, I'm always in his head. I care about him too, but what will become of my feelings once I break my curse? I'll return to being a stepsister when this is all over. No, this is not the time I'm all over such thoughts. I'm sorry for asking this of you, Princess, but can you return me to Rod? The boy is useless without me. This aspiration in Sebby's voice makes me smile. Sebby acts like Rod's older sibling. Of course. When Rod does not open the door, I knock again. Rod's eyes widen as soon as he sees me. His face flushes a dark crimson. I'm here to return Sebby. Rod nods before slowly taking Sebby from my hands. Thank you. Be careful not to drop me again next time. There's a hint of a smile on Rod's face. He taps Sebby's face. Sorry. He looks so much more at ease when he smiles. Rod's face is weakened with an apologetic expression. Blue, I really am sorry for what I did earlier. You should be. But I have to say, you don't have to apologize. Ugh. I know you did not intend to do that in the first place. Truth is, I actually... He tears off and averts his eyes slowly to the floor. Suffice to say, I'm not supposed to feel this way about you. Yeah! You're not. What exactly are you feeling? Rod flushes deep red before turning away. Don't ask me such an embarrassing question. Covering silence becomes more pronounced and both stop talking. You said you wanted to talk with me about something you discussed with Lady Parfait. Yes. I meant to tell you that Delora will be here tomorrow to investigate. Now that we know Sir Alcoster is not the witch we have to start our investigations over. Actually, about that, I know who the witch is. You do? It's Sir Mithras. He is the real witch. Sir Mithras. So when Sir Alcoster was throwing around accusations last night, they were true. Sir Mithras is also already aware that Delora has been investigating the palace. We need to warn her. Then we'll send Lady Parfait a quick message. We need to keep up our guards around him too, especially you. Shurier knows that you're the crown princess. I nod in response. For now, we should wait for Delora to show up tomorrow. But it's getting late. You should go and get some rest. When he says the words, I realize that he's correct. My lips are heavy. You're right. I think I should take my leave. About to leave when Rod suddenly grasps my hand. I turn to face him. Blue. It's the first time I heard him say my name so warmly. I just want to... I just hear my heartbeat ringing in my ears. I stare with anticipation. Rod says nothing else. Rod eventually raises my hand and shaking his head. It's nothing. I can't help but feel dejected. Good night, Blue. Good night, Rod. Moments after Rod closed the door, I hear a familiar voice whispering in my ear. Ah, I see. I jump back in surprise and stare at him with wide eyes. Sir Mithras leaned casually against one of the pedestals. So that is where the prince disappears to every now and then. I had no reason to care before. Now I see it. My guess is correct. He's also in league with the Lucius Bear. When I do not answer, Sir Mithras smiles and shrugs. Well, it does not matter. I glance around as I notice the green shield from earlier. Once again, no way to hear this conversation. Not the prince has confirmed your doubts. What will your next course of action be? Want to help him break his curse, yes? I have maybe given up on breaking his curse. I refuse to do nothing. And the way Sir Mithras is taunting me, let's know of some other way to break the curse. I will not be happy about this, but I need to use whatever means necessary to save him. Do you know how to break this curse, Sir Mithras? I will assume that you have not read the full fairy tale. You do not know? Yes, princess, I know. Tell me. Mithras cocks an eyebrow and waves a finger at me. Do you not realize by now how witches work, princess? Propose a deal. I'll help you, but you must help me with something in return. Help you? If you're planning on betraying the king. I have no plans of taking the crown, or harming any members of the royal family. What is it that you want from me? I prefer keeping you in suspense. I do enjoy surprises. You will find out the day after tomorrow. That is my... your 18th birthday. I look at him perplexed. Why does it have to be on my birthday? Don't worry, Your Highness. A request from you will also make for a pleasant gift. What do you say? I bite my lower lip as I consider. I'm worried about Sir Mithras' request, but I no longer have time. Victoria's marriage is tomorrow, and Sir Mithras has the upper hand. I understand. Now remember, dear Blue, witches are bound to their oaths. In order for the prince to regain his voice and life, something must be taken by force, just like in the fairy tale. What do you mean by that? Tell me what I must do. Oh, I did forget to mention this, but it's not you who must act, the prince. But if Frog could help himself, he already would have done so. Please trust me, princess. You will have my aid, and I will make sure the prince's curse is broken. Final decision. Today is Victoria's wedding day, and also the day that Rod is destined to die. Sir Mithras explained his plan briefly last night. Told me that you would have a valuable item delivered to Rod that he would need to use to break his curse. He further explained that it was something that he would need to use after the wedding. I tried to question him further, but he disappeared before I could, saying that he needed to start his preparations. I don't completely trust him, but I'm running out of time and have no choice right now. I'm curious in this route, because he says that there is a deal the day after, but he doesn't say what. And I want to know. The royal family has left the palace to attend Victoria's wedding. It's unusual for the king to attend another noble's wedding. Victoria is the exception, given that she is one of Rod's and Imagination's best friends. Despite Sir Mithras' reassurance, I'm still restless. Sir Mithras told me that everything would be alright, that Rod would not instantly die the moment Victoria got married. But why must involvement be reserved for a time after the wedding? Why does he not act now? Someone looks like they're in a bad mood. Zora suddenly stands before me, smirking. Her appearance shocks me so badly I nearly dropped the dishes in my hand. What impeccable timing. We've heard from the prince about Mithras. No wonder I was iffy about the man. I should have realized he was a witch. Do you know him? Yes, I do. Zora walked closer and placed both her hands on my shoulders. Listen to me, princess. I am warning you. Stay away from Mithras. Do you understand? That man is a sly devil. He cannot be trusted. I take a deep breath to still my rapidly beating heart. I will not regret asking for his help. Princess, I need you to promise me that you will stay away from Mithras. Yes, of course. Good. For the time being, I'll resume my investigation. If I'm lucky, I'll find out what Mithras hopes to accomplish. Actually, he's not in the palace right now. He went with the royal family to attend a wedding. A wedding, huh? How unusual. I can only assume he must be there at the wedding to help Rod. Well then, better make use of his absence while I can. I'll see you later, princess. When left to my own thoughts, my mind returns to the issue of Rod's curse. Sir Mithras mentioned a similarity with the fairy tale, which means I may have a chance of finding out more. I decided to go to the library when I had the time to pick up the book. I'm now on my way back to my quarters with the book in hand, and I see Rod walking towards me from the other side. His eyes are fixed on the floor, so he does not notice me as I approach. Rod! He's still alive. Does it mean Sir Mithras has succeeded? Oh, it's just you. Rod's voice still comes from Zebby. The realization instills a deep fear inside of me. He still cares. How much time does he have left? Watched by surprise, Rod actually smiles at me. The smile is forced, however, and does not reach his eyes. He looks crestfallen. I have to do how was the wedding. I quickly clear my hand and mouth after I ask the question. I just saw the person he loves getting married today. I already know how he feels. I apologize, I should not have asked that. Rod looks at me surprised, then to my shock he starts chuckling. Why are you laughing? You look like a criminal caught in the act of a crime. apologize for trying to be sensitive, Your Highness. Without realizing, I smiled back at him. Looks like Rod is finally learning to converse with me normally. I hope this will not be the last time I see him smile like this. I'm tired, Blue. Well, now we're tired for the night. Rod looks at me again and smiles. Good night, Blue. Without waiting for my answer, Rod begins to walk away. I sat down with the book in my hands and slowly flipped to the last page of the Little Mermaid fairy tale. I start reading the section where the mermaid's sister explains how to get her fins back. Take this knife. Before the sun rises, you must plunge it in the heart of the prince, and you'll be a mermaid once again. Oh, no wonder he didn't want to break his curse. He wouldn't want to fucking kill her. Jesus. The book falls from my hands and collapses to the floor. I stare at it dumbfounded. Remember I said that Grimm's fairy tales were really dark? Yeah, that. Wait, this means Rod needs to kill Victoria? Then the item that Sir Mithras mentioned earlier. Could it be the knife? I need to find him. I turn to start running in the direction of Rod's rooms in hopes that I will be able to catch Sir Mithras
Kofi
there.
Streambot said. Visit blue_seers KO5 page at https:/ko-fi.com/blueser?ref=Twitch.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. When I come to the end of the hallway, however, it's not Mithras who stands by Rod's door. Evangeline. Evangeline slowly walking in the direction of the throne room. Her movements seem oddly mechanical. I rush towards her. Princess Evangeline, where are you going? Must go to Rod. Why is she going to the throne room? Rod is back in his room. My eyes catching something shining in Evangeline's hand. My heart nearly stops when I see that it is a knife. Evangeline, what are you? If he kills his beloved with this blade, his curse will break and he won't die. As though she's in a trance. Is this Sir Mithras doing? Is she under one of his spells? Evangeline, snap out of it! Evangeline starts walking again, ignoring me. I try to approach her again, thinking to steal away the knife. A shadow suddenly comes to stand between us. Varg looms in front of me, smirking. Where did you come from? Let me through, Varg. No can do, princess. Don't you want to save the prince? I look at Evangeline, who's not even turned to glance at us. Glare at Varg, who is still standing in my way, grinning. Step aside, Varg. Feisty, you're far more interesting princess than your stepsister. I try to sidestep, but Varg follows my motions. I try again and again, but he just thwarts my progress. He holds his hands in the air, eyebrows raised. Tell me, what would you do if I did let you go? Would you stop him from killing the girl? I would never kill her. He would never do anything to harm the person he loves. He refused to do it, and he has no reason to do it now. Varg is silent for a few moments as he considers. was our roommate coming in, Blue's just mama. And I was sitting there, I was talking to her a little bit, and I was like, you know what character you remind me of in this visual novel? She's like, what? I'm like, the queen, she's really nice. Like, the Queen Ophelia, specifically. She has a lot of the same moral standings and stuff as her. Or, except for, like, the whole stepbrother thing. But she has a lot of the same values of just, you know, treat people nicely and stuff and all that. Anyway, Vargas is silent for a few moments as he considers. Interesting. He steps aside and bows. Go ahead then. You are letting me go? I'd like to see this play end as it may, without any strings attached. Alright. I stop in my tracks and I see Sir Mithras standing just in front of the main door to the throne room. This hangnail, no. I'm gonna hangnail. He looks at me expectantly as I approach. I'm gonna have to take some clippers to that. Sir Mithras. Good evening, Your Highness. Such a lovely night tonight, isn't it? Only half an hour left before you will turn 18. Do not forget our deal, Princess. Come midnight, I will request your aid in exchange for helping the prince break his curse. I clutched my hands in a tight fist. Helping the prince break his curse. For killing someone is not what I wanted. Sir Mithras puts a finger to his lips. You wouldn't want to attract the attention of the knights, would you? There'd be quite a bit of explaining to do then. I glared at him to take a deep breath and lower my voice. You did not tell me that breaking Rod's curse meant killing someone. Oh, I'm only honoring my end of the deal. Perhaps you should have done your research before agreeing. The grin on his lip never wavers, but I could see the amusement in his eyes. He relied entirely on the story Magdalene told me. It was my biggest mistake. I should have read the full fairy tale. But now it seems you finally know the full story of the Princess Fairy Tale. To break his curse, Prince Juan must kill his beloved with the knife his sister has brought him. Just like in the fairy tale. Sir Mithras continues to smile at me. I realize he's speaking slowly, like one might speak to a child. So condescending. No. Wait. I start to realize Sir Mithras is purposely drawing out this conversation to stall me. I need to go. Sir Mithras does not stop and I slide past and open the doors to the throne room. The first thing I see when I enter the throne room is Rod, standing in the middle of the area with Magdalene in his arms. Is she alright? Rod gently places Magdalene on the throne. Leans down, looking more closely at her sleeping face, reaches down to take the object in her hand before it faces me. I can see the metallic glimmer in his hands, although he's holding the knife that Magdalene brought with her. Where did she even get this knife? He pauses to stare at it, then turns suddenly, his eyes widening at some sight in another part of the room. He follows gaze to the corner of the room, where Coria floats in midair. Her eyes are closed and her hands clasped as she's just sleeping. Victoria, but how? Such a pleasant surprise, isn't it? Sir Mithras walks in the room with his hands clasped behind his back. You! Good evening, Your Highness. Is this your doing? Sir Mithras just smiles at him pleasantly. Rod only glares back at him. Guards! Sir Mithras clicks his tongue and chuckles. My apologies, Your Highness, but no one will be able to hear you no matter how loud you shout. Not even your witch friend will hear anything through my magic. He knows Flora is here. Glance around the room and notices that Sir Mithras created a silent green barrier. It's the same magic he used yesterday. Now, let's get back to the matter at hand. You're running out of time, Prince Rod. It'd be a shame to see you perish here after the princess went through the trouble of asking me to save your life. What is he talking about? The princess didn't want you to die, so asked me to help you break a curse. Sir Mithras spread his arms, gesturing towards both Magdalene and Victoria. And so I've been kind enough to set the stage and gather its actors for what I hope to be a wonderful finale. I can't help but wonder how this fairy tale will end. Why would you do this, Blue? I didn't know it meant killing Victoria, I swear. That's why I came here, to stop you. I told you so many times, the There's nothing you can do to help me, and you still refuse to listen to me. Because I refuse to let you die. Can you not see that you're important to me, Rod? Oh my, what a scandal. Blue. I turned to Sir Mithras and stared daggers at him. I asked you to help Rod. Why did you have to involve Evangeline in this? It was a necessary requirement that the princess be the one given the knife, Your Highness. It was, after all, the mermaid insisted about her knife to kill her beloved. That brought her the knife to kill her beloved. Ugh. Says how she knew about all of this. She came here crying and begging me to break my curse because she didn't want me to die. I almost wanted to do it. But I could never kill someone. That's why I always refuse to break my curse, even if I really want to live. Perhaps I miscalculated. Ah, well, this can be remedied. Sir Mithras waves his hands. Figures begin to glow subtly with magic. What are you? Ugh. Rod! Faint clearing glow surrounds Rod as he doubles over. What are you doing to him? What I should have done to begin with. Witcher cursed him, said that he must do this of his own accord. But seeing as he refuses, I'm going to have to bend the rules slightly. Rod stands abruptly and begins walking towards Victoria. Hi. Thank you. Appreciate it. My mom brought me some banana nut bread. It's so nice. I love when she bakes banana nut bread. It's so good. It's the best banana nut bread in my entire life. Rod stands abruptly and begins walking towards Victoria. The knife in his hand glistens beneath patches of scattered moonlight in the room. Princess, he's going to kill Victoria! Stop this, Sir Mithras. Where's Laura when we need her? I went towards Rod, wrapped my arms around his waist, and attempted to stop him, whether through magic or his own strength. He continues onward, and up being dragged behind him. Rod, snap out of it! Rod! I must kill her. His gaze is so glassy, his words so mechanical that he sounds nothing like himself. No! Mithras, stop this. I'm ending our deal. My apologies, Your Highness, but even I can dispel my magic once it's been casted. Only fade of its own volition. Once what needs to be done has been transpired. That, or perhaps in the most unlikely circumstances, the prince will simply shake the spell himself. Though Mithras' words are apologetic, his expression is anything but. In fact, he looks amused by it all. Not so fast. Yeah! Dolores! A crimson ball of light rushes towards Mithras, who waves his hand through the air and is barely able to conjure a shield to protect himself from Dolores' magic. Let's go, Delora! Let's go, Delora! Delora! It wasn't exactly easy to find you all, especially with the silencing spell. Such a nuisance. That's not important. Help me stop Rod! Frost slowly appeared beneath Rod's feet and spreads up his legs, freezing him in place. A sigh of relief as he collapses on the floor. My arms are sore with the effort of trying to hold Rod back. Mithras clicks his tongue as he faces Delora. I don't believe you were invited to this play, traitor. Light gathers around Mithras' hands. Moments later, he releases the energy towards her. Delora in turn conjures a barrier, successfully protecting herself from Mithras' magic. I always did fancy myself a party crasher. Listen, I love this. I love this witch right here. This one specifically, coolest girl ever. Love her. Fully support her. Still, to think that you were alive this whole time? Myth. Myth. His real name? He's one of the Terran Bearer's servants. This person was my mother's servant. Allow me to correct you. I'm her only faithful servant. I'm nothing like the ungrateful bastard who betrayed her for the fairies. Oh, who betrayed her to the fairies? Who is he talking about? Dolores. Delora here. She's talking about Delora. Well, whatever it is you're planning, forget about it. There's no way we're letting you get away with it. Oh, well. Do try your best. But first, a reminder. Witch battle. I am the superior witch here. Energy crackles there as sparks begin to form around his hand. The spell's taking longer than his other spells. I noticed Dolores worry moments before she's able to cast a shield on herself. This is not good. Mythos released the bolts of lightning in Dolores' direction. Nah! No! Don't tell me she died! I'm gonna be so upset! The pack causes both the shield and the ground to shudder. Delora! Smoke clears and miraculous. Dolores stands unharmed. Come on, you gotta girl boss your way through this, girl! You gotta girl boss your way through this! No sooner had a sigh escape my lips than another frightening sound echoes across the room. It's a loud crack and I realize it's coming from Dolores' shield. Everything after that happens in a blur. Dolores is still trying to hold the shield up when the Mythro casts another spell at it. As shatters, the magic sees through and hits her directly. Delora! Really now, I've forgotten the most important lesson in defense magic. Always conjure another shield after being hit by a powerful spell. Or oh, I do apologize. Perhaps I did not give you enough time to cast another shield. How thoughtless of me. Delora lays on the floor, unmoving. No! Delora! I'm about to rush to her side when Mythros moves to stand in front of me with a malicious grin on his face. It will do you no good to be in denial, princess. How could you? How could you hurt another witch? Isn't that a crime to destroy a traitor? He looks back at Delora with clear disdain. Then he sets his eyes back on me and raises his eyebrows. Is it foolish of you to try to stop this? You wanted this. I'll not allow you to renegade on our deal. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Prince will break his curse, and you will help me. Help you. Yes. I went to great pains to make sure Alcaster kept you safe just so you could repay me. You said that you made a deal with Alcaster to borrow the knight's assistance. And what do I need the knight's assistance for, dear princess? I never needed the knights. I just needed Alcaster to keep you safe. I would have gotten rid of him myself if I wasn't sure the king would eventually find me. So this whole time you were only trying to keep me safe. To use me. Use is such a simple, ugly word. Whenever I just want you to help me. Princess! I turn around and realize the Dolores spell on Rod has faded, and he's now only a few feet away from Victoria. Rod! I force myself to run towards him as fast as I can manage. I will not let you kill anyone. I know what I must do to stop him, so I do the first thing that comes to mind. I put myself between Rod and Victoria just as he's about to plunge the knife into her. Princess! Ow! My body is racked with pain the moment the blade sinks into my shoulder. Ugh! Collapse to the floor and hold onto my injured shoulder. I can feel my blood seeping between my fingers. You fool! You could have easily been killed. I do not care. I love Rod. I've never let him do something that he would regret for the rest of his life. I cringe. Tears cloud my vision as the pain worsens. Blue. I feel Rod's arms around me as he cradles me to his chest. Look up at him and see his eyes are fixed on my bleeding shoulder. Rod looks at me with anguish. He grabs a handkerchief from his pocket and presses it to my shoulder. I can't believe I did this. His stare and shock, his lips move. It's not Sebi speaking, but him. Your voice. You broke your curse. But how? Bright light envelopes us. In a few moments I have to close my eyes against its brightness. I reach out to grab at my necklace, but it's gone. I open my eyes in panic, but the necklace is definitely not there. Blue, with glass slippers. I glance down and see a pair of smooth glass slippers on my feet. You broke your curse by breaking mine. I hear the sound of shattering glass, turn to see Beto staring at a broken vial. What is that? Frost began to form at his feet and it's now spreading up his legs. What is happening? I always have a backup. Gee, she's alive! She's alive! She's alive! Oh my god, yes! Girl, I was so worried when you sat there and collapsed to the floor. I was about to be so upset. Always have a backup, as they say. Seems like you're the one who forgot the basics of combat. Never turn your back on an opponent unless you're sure that they're dead. Your bloated ego does wonders in turning the tides of the battle. Delora is now back at her feet and walking towards Mithra. She dusts off her dress as she moves. Delora is unharmed. You? But how? Did you really think I'd forget to conjure another shield? Frost has now made its way up to Mithra's neck. Inconceivable. A lily witch like you can never cast this powerful of a spell. Blue gestures the glass shards on the floor. That's where Bravey's new special potion comes in handy. It makes my magic more powerful. We love a girl boss team. We love a girl boss team. We love a girl boss team. Oh my god, I love the two of them. The second more basic lesson is never underestimate your opponent. Looks like you were the terrible pupil. Mithras opens his mouth to speak, or perhaps to scream. By the time he opens his mouth, the frost completely devoured him, leaving him nothing but an icy sculpture. Zara, Blue is... Has her bleeding stopped? I think so. Can I make out what they say after that? My world starts spinning and everything starts blurry, so I close my eyes. I feel Dolores' hand on my forehead. The warmth relaxes me somewhat. We got you, princess. Hang in there, Blue. My body becomes heavier by the second as I lean my head against Rod's chest. And then I feel myself falling into never-ending darkness. When I open my eyes, the first thing I see are the soft rays of sunlight seeping through the window. I am in my own room. I attempt to sit up and cringe and I feel a sharp pain in my shoulder. I reach out to touch it, and I realize it has been neatly bandaged. Despite the injury, my body feels oddly light, stronger than it ever was before. I remember I placed myself in front of Victoria to stop Rod from hurting her. Where did this energy come from? You being the Terror Baron Bear? The door opens and Magdalene walks in with a tray of food in her hands. She stops to realize I'm staring at her, and neatly hurriedly drops the tray and rushes to stand beside me. Blue, you're finally awake. I was so worried about you. I'm so sorry. This was all my fault. What are you talking about? It was mine, not yours. I remember bringing the knife to Rod, but I can't remember much of what happened before or after that. Just then when I woke up in the throne room, I was told that you were bleeding in Rod's arms. I thought you were going to... The rest of Magdalene's words break into pieces. She begins to cry. I'm so sorry for forgetting about you. I made you work too hard while you were my personal maiden. I shake my head with a sigh. It was not your fault I was cursed, Magdalene. But I look at her tear-stained face. She's not a fault yet. Here she is, crying. She really is. Good person. I spread my arms. Blue? I turn away, suddenly embarrassed. You looked like you needed a hug. Magdalene stares at me for a few moments, about to reconsider when I slowly feel her arms around me. I'm so happy. I hugged her back and stroked her hair. I could help but smile at the warmth that spreads in my chest. Thank you. Magdalene pulls back, her face full of concern. What will happen to you and Rod now? I saw how close to you got. I saw how Rod looked at you last night. Wait, last night? So today is my birthday. The day I become the bearer. Is that the reason I feel so strangely energized? Oh! Magdalene walks up to one of my doll's shelves, picks up dolls she had placed there months ago. Happy birthday! I meant to give this to you earlier as a surprise before you were cursed. Anyway, I know it's not as pretty as the other dolls from your collection. Hope that you like it. It's beautiful. Thank you. There's a doll in my arms as knock sounds on the door. Come in. The door opens, Rod steps aside, his eyes widen to seize Magdalene. Oh, I was just about to leave. Magdalene slides off my bed and heads for the door. Before she closes, she turns to us once again. I know how complicated this will be for the both of you, but why do you know that I will support you? So my lips are sealed. Magdalene winks before finally closing the door behind her. I like the bit where we sat there and we came closer to Magdalene and actually, got to know each other. That was really nice. That was the nicest thing about this route, is that we got to know about Ophelia and Magdalene really well in this route, and Rod too, but not in the way that I like it. There is an awkward silence in the room before Rod approaches me and sits on the edge of the bed. How are you feeling? It still hurts, but I'll be fine. What's wrong? I'm used to hearing your voice from your own lips. I see you still have Sebi with you. I've grown too clung to him and completely set him aside. He's helped me through a lot.
Bummer I can't read his thoughts anymore.
There was never any need for you to do that in the first place.
Is that so?
Rod shakes his head and sighs silently. So what happened last night? How is it that you were able to break your curse? You did not kill Victoria. In the original fairy tale, the Little Mermaid could retain her humanity only if the prince loved her back. Though it never happens in the fairy tale, it's still an element of her curse. Still, because the prince never fell in love with her, the only way for the mermaid to live was to kill him. I fell in love with you unknowingly. You told me you loved me as well last night. That broke my curse. I feel my cheeks turn warm. Rock coughs, his own cheeks flushed. So there you have it. The mermaid never had a fairy tale ending, but I did. I never had to kill Victoria. Because my curse started with Victoria, it soon had to end with her too. It turns out that the person I love just needed to love me back. I was mistaken. I never needed to be Victoria. I see. We stare at each other for a few moments, the awkward silence returning. I change the subject as quickly as I can. What became of Sir Mithras? Dora brought him back to Lady Parfait. She's the one who will properly punish him. And what of Victoria? Dora returned her to her home yesterday. She doesn't remember anything that happened. Everything's back to how it was then? You're back to being my stepmother. I can't help but feel crestfallen at this truth. Blood binds, but so do sibling bonds. Rod and I can never have what either of us want. Please. I just want to finish this. Get this over with. I don't want to forget these feelings I have for you, Blue. If I'd never made the deal with the witch, then maybe we might have actually been able to be together. Had you not been cursed, our paths never would have crossed. I reached Rod's hands. He placed his fingers to mine with a small smile. I love you too. Oh God, I hate this. But Rod leans forward and kisses my cheek. I know. 1 month later. Ever since I broke my curse and became the new Terror Bearer, I've been training under Parfait and Dolores so I can learn to control my newfound powers. I never wanted this responsibility, but it's a burden I was born into. It is necessary I help maintain the balance between light and dark that has been missing for so long. Now that I'm a new Terror Bearer, Parfait wants two of us to work together maintaining that peace. I do not wish to cause any pain or suffering to the people, especially the people whom I cherish. Sometimes I still wonder what Sir Mithras wanted me to do for him, but that is not important anymore. I have so much to learn, but right now, as a new bearer, my priority is to get rid of the fairy tale curse once and for all. For the time being, everyone in the marching waits patiently for the day they'll learn to lift their curses. Since everything transpired, relationship with Ophelia and Evangeline has improved. Evangeline's fond to call me the best sister, even though I am the only one she has. Relationship with the king, however, is yet to be mended. I'm doing my best to open up to him, to give him a chance, but efforts are slow going. I do not ask why he acted the way he did in the past, but I know that in order to move forward, I must let go of the past. It's finally time. I have been waiting for this all day. I head back into my room to change my dress into something less conspicuous. Afterwards, I head out into town and into the forest for my designated meeting. No! It is a relief that the king allows me to leave the palace on my own. I've not been able to come here with guards. I guess me being the Terror Bearer puts him at ease. If the title reassures him and allows me to come out here on my own to meet Rod, then I'm not complaining. Rod still uses the secret passage he has always used to sneak out of the palace. Imagine knows about our secret meetings and helps cover for our disappearances if necessary. Ooh, please just stop talking. Makes me happy that Imagining proves of our relationship, that we do not have to keep it secret from absolutely everyone. First, Rod and I both have to keep our distance without making it seem too obvious to everyone around us. Though Ophelia seems to suspect something is going on between the two of us, she does not ask questions. Imagining was not happy with our decision. She said she felt terrible that we would be forced to let go of something so precious on account of our titles. She was right. Rather than that, it was difficult for the two of us to deny our feelings for each other.
Kofi Streambot said, Visit blue_seers KO5 page at https://ko-fi.com/blueser?ref=Twitch.
Mark, I need you to save me. I need you to save me from this route. This terrible, terrible route. I hate this so much. I hate this so much. I hate this so much. Oh, in the end, we came up with a solution, even if it's temporary. We decided to secretly meet up in the forest every once in a while so that we could be together without any pretenses, even just for a little while. When I catch sight of Rod, I run towards him and throw my arms around his neck. I feel Rod suck his face in the crook of my neck. May I have this dance? I take Rod's hand and begin dancing to a silent song. The first time I danced with him, it was to prove a point. It was when neither of us even liked each other. I remember this as I stare at him. What? Something on my face. I was remembering how much you hated me back then, and now, here we are. Fate sure loves to toy with us. I smile at Rod. Just for a little longer. I want to be by his side. I don't know how long we keep this up, but every day I wish for the same thing. I wish I could live my life openly. I hate this. I wish I could live my life openly loving Rod. I wonder, would that dream ever be possible? No. Oh, I think that was the worst route yet. I hated Rumples, but this made me feel quite disturbed in a way that was just that was like Rumples, but to the left, and it was awful, and I hated it. I never want to do this ever again. If you're in love with your step sibling, there's something wrong. That is your sibling, even if they're not related by blood. That is still your sibling. That is your family member. I get that people have like kings and stuff towards that, but dear God, I have siblings, and if I sat there and ever developed anything like that, I would want to sit there and put myself into therapy because I feel like something is deeply wrong. I hate this. I hate this. I hated this route. I hated this route. Hated this route. I'm excited to get away from this route. I'm so excited to get away from Rod and Rumple's route now. I'm so excited to get away from Rod and Rumple's route now. I want to do waltzes and I want to do waltzes and Fritz's route because at least they'll be normal. Maybe, I don't know. I want them to be normal. Hated this. Oh, alright. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching me suffer in disgust at this entire route, please hit that follow button. I stream at blue_seer. I stream at blue_seer from 6 to 8 p.m. usually. And if you want to catch previous videos of things I've done, you can go catch me at BlueSeerBoy there. I appreciate if you guys give me a like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff, you know, all the goodies. But yeah, I need a palate cleanser. I feel like there's a nauseous feeling in my gut over this route. I hated this entire time. I'm sorry. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.